Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I would like to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Victoria Ria. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, because she's the one that gave me the idea for this video. She said she was interested in hearing my top list of contours and bronzers. So you ask and you shall receive. Okay, let's start off first with cream bronzers and contours. You guys know I am a cream bronzer, cream blush girl. I love right after I put on my foundation concealer to go in there with the cream products before I powder. And then afterwards, if I need a little bit more intensity, then I will go in with a powder bronzer or contour. One of my all-time favorites, the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I have it in color intensity 1, and you see I have already hit pan on the highlighter. I'm probably close to hitting pan on the bronzer. This is such a very creamy and light bronzer. It just blends into the skin perfectly. You can always build it up, and it's actually a cream bronzer that even after I powder and buff, a lot of times that's all I need. I don't need to go in with any more bronzers. Maybe I'll go in with a little bit of a luminizing bronzer just to give my cheeks here a little bit of glow, my cheekbone, but the actual contour and that touch of natural tan bronze contour, perfect. So that is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. Like I said, I have an intensity 1. Usually the packaging is more of a bronze metally brown, but I happen to have this from about a year ago from a special edition or a limited edition, so that's why I have it in silver. Another cream bronzer that I like, if the Tom Ford is a little bit too pricey for you, is Fenty. Fenty Beauty. This is beautiful. I have it in number 3, Macchiato. This is also very, very good, very creamy, very intense. Something that even if you don't even have on foundation, you can just put a little bit over your cheeks and just a little powder and you're out for a summer day. And one thing about the Fenty that I like, the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, the bronzer is a little bit thinner and I find it won't really stick to my nose very well, but the Fenty Beauty does. So if I'm not doing any kind of foundation, like I said, I'm just putting me a little bit more tan bronze in the right places and I want to just like, you know, bronze the end of my nose and shape out the end of my nose, I can put this on the end of my nose and it stays there. And I'm one of those people that I get those little sweat droplets on my nose and my nose tends to be a little oily, but it stays, it stays. So my 2 top recommendations for cream bronzers are the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer and of course the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. Now let's go to something that is just a pure contour because of the color. It is very gray. I'm not a big contour person. I will mix it in sometimes, but I usually bronzing is enough for me because I have very prominent cheekbones, and especially when I'm maybe a little bit thinner, I feel like if I put that darker shading there, then it tends to make me look too bony in the face. But one of the first contours that I did invest in was the Kevyn Aucoin, and I have it in a medium and it's called the Sculpting Powder. This is amazing. It has that right color of brown, that right color of gray without looking muddy. And I find this as a beautiful, just one and done contour. I wouldn't use this as a bronzer, but for all those places in your face that you want to get a little bit more chiseled, a little bit more cut, you know, a little bit more shadow. It's also great as a transition color in your eyes. Sometimes if I'm just doing a very light, just want to contour my eyelids a little bit, but not really do an eyeshadow look, it's great. It's great on the nose, you know, contouring under the lips, under the jawline. Kevyn Aucoin, the Sculpting Powder. Like I said, I have it in medium. Okay, staying also with a contour palette is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, she calls it a bronzer, but I find it a little bit too light or gray for a bronzer for me, maybe sometimes in the winter. But this is also one that I may use over the shade and Illuminate if I need a little bit more intensity, just hitting right under where I have put on the shade and Illuminate after I've powdered and buffed it out. And the highlight in here is absolutely gorgeous. I have, I think this was the holiday limited packaging with the sparkly glitter star and CT on there. This formula is so creamy and it is so light that is very buildable, and you see it's very it's just a natural. It just darkens the spaces you need to dark without it looking like you've put on a lot of bronzer. And I'm gonna swatch this on my inner arm so you can see how really light it is, but so natural. See, it just leaves you just a little bit of tinge, and that's what I like. I don't like that it looks like I've like tried to change my skin color and I have on a ton of bronzer. It should be a natural sun-kissed look. And this only came in this one color combination. Staying with Charlotte Tilbury, now, I have her bronzer, and I have it in, this is her Airbrush Bronzer in 2. This is a beautiful bronzer. This really gives you that gorgeous tan sun gold look because it's the same formula as her flawless airbrush powders. It looks like you have nothing on. It looks like your natural tan, that you just got the right amount of sun here on your cheeks, here on your forehead, here on your nose. But one thing I used to do before she came out with her bronzer, I used to just use the Airbrush Flawless Finish number 3 in dark as my bronzer. I have all 3 colors. I think she has a 4th one. But I have number 1 that I like to use to highlight under my eyes here in the inner lower corner and along the nose. The number 2 is my face color, which I use all over my face. And I always use the number 3 as a bronzer. And I was so happy that when the bronzer came, I'll show you the difference, that the number 3 is a little colder. So in combination, this is a perfect contour now, and then I go over the top of my cheekbones as the bronzer. But again, Charlotte Tilbury's formulas when it comes to her bronzers and her highlights and her eyeshadows, you can't go wrong. So those are my 3 top ones from Charlotte Tilbury: the Filmstar Bronze and Glow, of course, her Airbrush Bronzer, and then I cheat and I will use the Flawless Airbrush Powder in number 3 as a bronzer. Okay, let's skip over to Natasha Denona. Favorite Bronze and Glow palettes. I love the one that is the tan Bronze and Glow one. And in the summer, you guys can see how beautifully used and loved this is. Okay, I gotta take a break. My husband's coming home. I told him to send me a message so I could go to the door. The dogs don't bark. I'll be right back. You guys see here how this is so beautifully loved and used. In the summer, this is my go-to bronzing up palette, especially in vacation when I'm starting to get a little more sun and I'm really at my top tanned period in the summer. All these colors, from the cream highlighter to touching up with the highlighter there, loving the bronzing there, and then this other cream here, that is that perfect like kiss of right here on your cheeks on top of the bronzer that gives you that glow bronzing. So that is the Tan Bronze and Glow from Natasha Denona. Love this palette too. Okay, a good oldie but goodie, Hoola. The Benefit the Hoola Benefits. I'm not even sure if this is available anymore. I always had it in a mini because this was great just to throw into your suitcase. But this is a great color that if the Kevyn Aucoin contour is a little bit too gray for you, then go with the Hoola. The Hoola is a little bit darker. It's still a little bit more neutral or gray. It still doesn't have a lot of red in it because you guys know I don't like red bronzers. So that's an oldie but goodie, the Hoola Benefits. So I should have mentioned this earlier with the Aucoin, but those two contours are great. But a lot of people do use the Hoola as a bronzer also, so I couldn't really put it with the contour category. Okay, and then two of my newest buys. The bronzer from the Christian Dior line, the Dior Forever line. Both of these I love. I have them in color 6, Amber Bronze, and I have it in number 5, Warm Bronze. Tell you the truth, there's not much of a difference between 5 and 6. I like 6 because it's a little colder or grayer, but you know, I end up combining them. I might go a little bit on the middle part or lower part of my cheekbone with the 6, but then I'll put the little bit lighter, you know, 5 up here on the top part of my cheeks. So, and this formula is great. It blends in. You guys know I love the Forever concealer and overall little makeup. It's like a concealer, but you can use it all over your face. Love the cushion powder. Actually is right here because I just used it, the Forever cushion powder. Love the Dream Skin cushion foundation from Dior. The highlights, you guys go back and look at that video when I went over all those new highlights from Dior that I had also in this Forever series. These are beautiful and they're really good also. But I do want to make another honorable mention because a lot of the products that I did mention are on the higher price spectrum. Jouer. Jouer makes a wonderful formula of bronzer. I have it in light to medium duo here, and actually one side's called the Sunlight, the other side's called the Suntan. I use this more in winter. And I have the medium to deep duo. One side's called Sun Kiss and the other one's Sunset. I use this more in summer. These are also very creamy and soft and very not so, you know, not so bronzy, that you're able to build it up and you don't get any kind of muddy color. And I feel like these are the closest in formulation to the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar. Okay, but they're priced a little bit less, and Jouer is a really good product. I don't think there's anything from Jouer that I've bought that I haven't liked. I have from, you know, a couple of eyeshadow palettes from them. I have the different bronzing palettes here. I also have their buffing shimmer setting powder. Is great. That's very nice. So Jouer, don't forget Jouer. Jouer is also a really good company and I enjoy them. Okay, last but not least, one of my, I wouldn't say newest buys because I think he came out with these in 2020, but Wayne Goss. Wayne Goss, this is a great formula for bronzers. I have in, I have the Satin Bronze and the Light Glow. The Light Glow is here. I love this color. I find that this contour, even for me, is a little gray. And I have very neutral kind of gray skin. So, but that is a beautiful shimmer sun-kissed bronze. And the formula is amazing. And it really blends out and spreads out. And you gotta love these big, big pans here to get your biggest bronzing brush in there and just go all over. But this palette here, this is the Satin Bronze, like I said. Both of these colors I can use. That is a perfect, like, the contouring, bronzing, getting the chiseled look into my face, or where I need a little bit of shadow and contouring, and then touching it off with this bronze. So if you bought my skin complexion, I would say go for the Satin Bronze. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna leave a list of everything down in the description box. And those are the bronzers and contours that I think are truly worth their money. And once you have them, you really don't need another bronzer, because those are the ones I gravitate to the most. And I have tons of other bronzers. They really don't get touched, because these are my favorites here. Talking about favorites, even though I haven't given it a lot of love, I have been liking the new Hourglass, the Ambient, the Lighting Edition, the Lighting Edit Universal Unlocked. This is mine I have here. I like this one because this is the first one that it wasn't too shimmery. They give you a nice sheen and shine, but it's not too shimmery. Some of their other bronzing and highlighting palettes were like I just had metal glitter all over my face. And because I've been enjoying this, and I know it's a new product, I ordered a new one a couple of days ago, and I want to give that away to one of my dedicated subscribers. Love you all. So let's get our jar going, and I have added some new names in there. Don't forget, I got eyes everywhere. I got eyes. So let's shake this up, and let's see who is going to win the new Hourglass palette. Going in there, stirring it up. Let me grab something in here. What do I have? I think I have two. Now I have one. And who do we have? Faux Dudernay. Faux, make sure you contact me down in the comments, or go over to my Instagram, Macon.reid.official. Hit me up so I can get you, as soon as it comes in, I think it's gonna be delivered tomorrow, the new Hourglass Ambient palette. Okay, you guys, thank Victoria Ria that she asked me to do this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my list. Let me know in the comments what are some of your favorite bronzers and contours. Maybe there's some that I haven't tried and I would be interested in trying. Or if these are some of your favorites too, let me know which ones. And you guys, thanks for stopping by again. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Always be active in the comments, because those are my subscribers that I'm always including in giveaways. Those ones that love to interact, and all the new ones in our family. So, as always, yours truly, Heart Macon. Bye.